Nabila is 21 this year, but before she stepped into adulthood, she has already experienced 4 years of motherhood. And how old is your daughter?
How old are you?
Four. 4 years old. Nabila, you gave birth to her when you were 17.
That's right, yes.
Okay, so how was your experience like at that time?
Shocking.
Yes. Okay. So you didn't expect the baby?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was your boyfriend's reaction at that time?
He was very supportive.
But what about you? Like, did you want to keep the baby?
No, I wanted an abortion, but he wanted to keep her.
What about your parents?
Well, they were very, very shocked and disappointed that I am pregnant at a very young age. They want me to abort her baby, but I guess I was quite rebellious. I said I wanted to keep the baby because I already saw the scan of the baby.
Okay. So do you think you lose out as compared to your peers in terms of like career choice and your social life?
Yes, for social life, definitely. I miss a lot.
Nabila's family members may not agree with her decision earlier, but they have come to accept and love Nana. Nabila's grandparents take care of Nana when she's at work, and in the evening, she will take Nana home where she stays with her parents. Things may look all well and good now, but motherhood has not come easy for Nabila when she had to grapple with postnatal depression, divorce, and now single parenthood. So after you gave birth to Nana, how difficult was it to cope with parenthood?
At that point of time, my husband, because we got married after her, so he didn't let me work. So he was the only breed maker, but he wasn't having a very stable job. So it was kind of hard for medical, milk, and even to support the both of us, the three of us actually. So it's kind of hard.
Okay. So was he like much older than you? Or?
Yes, he was 5 years older.
5 years older. But he doesn't have a stable job.
That's right.
Okay, but he is still like the sole breadwinner at that time.
Yeah, for us,
your family.
yes.
Okay. So did your parents have to support you financially?
Yes, our parents actually support us. So we was living with my parents. So kind of there is help, but I feel ashamed that I still need my mom's help even though I'm married.
Okay.
So that creates problem.
And then when did you start, deciding that you wanted to, return to the workforce again,
Well, I go against him and go back to work. Yeah, because I don't think that he can manage us on his own. So I went back.
So it was like your decision?
My decision.
But at that time you had to quit school during the pregnancy period?
When I was pregnant, I already quit school.
Okay, all right. So was it a difficult decision for you?
Well, I was already in ITE when I was pregnant. So the teachers there were quite supportive. They said if I wanted to continue in school while I was pregnant, they don't really actually mind. But it's after all my decision. But I think it's embarrassing enough to be shown around in school with a tummy. So I quitted.
Okay, all right. Did you regret your decision?
Yes, now yes.
Okay, would you consider like going back to school like in any
I might be enrolling to a private school soon this year.
All right. But I understand that your marriage didn't end on a happy note because there was like separation. So yeah, what went wrong?
A lot of things went wrong. I guess we were young, too young to actually communicate.
Okay.
The communication was really bad. I suppose I get angry too often, and he didn't have the patience, so there was a lot of quarreling.
At that point in time, like when you were 17, were you like in a very stable relationship with your boyfriend already?
We only know each other for a year.
Okay.
After that, I got pregnant, then we decided to actually keep the baby. So it wasn't much understanding between two people for actually 1 year, so there's a lot of problem there also.
Besides the lack of understanding between a young couple, there may also be the lack of understanding about the consequences of giving in to sexual advances. Do you think your parents have done like sufficient, in terms of...
Not even sufficient, they even never even told me what it was all about.
Right. Yeah, it's just like for my case, like my parents never talked to me about
I think
sex.
it's the Asian thing.
Yeah, that's right. And even in school, like we learn about like all the biological system, like how things work, but nobody really
know
taught
what.
us.
Yes,
Yeah.
I actually joke with my friends. In school they should actually show us more about this, not about the
like STD.
Yes, STD. We actually didn't at that point of time, we don't even know what sex is. We don't know how it is actually conceived. So I thought, why not just show us porn videos so we actually know how it actually works. And when the guys do it to us, then we know it is actually that.
Okay.
Because for my case, when it happened, I didn't know.
Okay. So was it like consensual or you don't know?
I didn't know.
For your child, maybe like in 10 years time you will have to like start educating her about sex.
Definitely.
And all that. So like how would you like advise her, you know?
I guess I think she and I are quite close because of the things that we already went through. So I think I can talk to her as a friend, and I hope in the future she looks at me as a friend and also easy to talk to also.
Hi. This is our guest that we were talking about.
Yes.
Rina is a 17-year-old student from a private institution, right? So looking at Nabila's case just now, you know, did it actually, you know, give you any thoughts before, you know, and actually enter into a relationship?
I mean, I do enter into a relationship once in a while. I mean, like, it's teen, what? So, I think, like, you know, for teens in nowadays age, right? Like, they are very, how to put it, they are very curious, They are curious about things, and especially, you know, for teens, like, age between 20 or 20 and above, or maybe, like, those teenager age around, like, us, like, 17 and above, stuff like that. They usually very curious, you know.
They want to experiment.
Yeah, and especially in, like, those BGR, like, boy and girl relationship, is something, like, you know, those kind of, like, natural feeling, like, when they really want to do it. But then it's, like, also when they also want to do that, it's, like, it's also, it's not a good point, because they didn't think.
Okay.
But have you feel like, and or experienced anything that you feel like you're under pressure or peer pressure to do certain things? Or you've heard of?
No, I have experienced it myself.
Okay, so you feel certain pressure?
I have my ex-boyfriend. Well, he used to. I mean, like I and him was like pretty long get together, and then he used to pressure. I mean, like he like used kind of like pressure me, like, you know, when I do it and all stuff like that. And then I was really damn nervous. So I was like thinking like, oh my god, if I don't do it, I lose him and stuff like that. But after I think it over, it's like, well, if I lose him, like, you know, I can get a replacement. If I lose myself just like that, wow, who's gonna replace me?
Okay.
So I think so. After I just told him I just don't like this idea, and then if like you wanna go, just go ahead. So I just continue on my study.
Wow.
Well, I think what's important is like, I mean, like, some people just really like can't control things, stuff like that, but try to think.
Okay, all right. Mr. Chu, is it a very real scenario, like whereby a lot of girls actually give in to sexual advances because they want to retain the relationship?
I would think so. In our company, when we go to school to do some training, we often give emails to do what they call e-counseling, and they can write to us anonymously, and we'll still attend to the matter. Quite often we get stories from these young people saying about how they feel pressurized into it. So I would agree that there is quite a fair bit of pressure. Pressure is one thing. It gets sometimes get even worse where there's actually I would say physical, not just psychological pressure, where the guy really asserts himself, and that's where we believe in good old self-defense.
Yes.
You got to sometimes prepare yourself, and that's why we've been teaching young ladies simple, basic skills. Actually, as you may be aware of, withdraw from Kapat Israeli unarmed combat to teach them how to protect themselves when that happens.
Okay.
So it's like martial arts.
But it's unarmed combat. Makes the girls pretty deadly. You want to learn something.
Would you Rita can probably equip herself. What about the guys?
Do you feel any pressure that you need to, like,
maybe for them it's not giving in to sexual advances, but to initiate,
to score like among friends.
I would say not really. I mean, I don't have much experience. I never had a girlfriend before. I don't intend to within these few years yet.
Okay.
So I mean, I just watch and learn. You know, I just see how the others go, and it's quite dumb. I think at the age of 13, 14, 15, you are at the age where you are shuffling everyone around. You are still clicking around with your friends. You are not sticking with your best friend back in secondary one. So actually, like maybe like at my age, then I will realize who is who can I trust, who can I stay with for the next few years. And yeah, and it's quite stupid that actually some couples get together and
ignore
last for 1
everybody
month.
else. And
Yeah, it's quite dumb to last for just 1 month.
Oh,
But you know, you will never know. You know, you think like, you know, when you're in this type of stage, right? I mean, like because every time, like, you know, like when your age is 12, right?
Yeah.
And then when you go to 14, 16, your mind will change. Every because it will change. I mean, like when you're 16, right? Your thinking is like that. When you go to 20, and your thinking will be totally different. It will change.
Okay.
As you grow, it will always change. That's why.
Different as in like you
mature.
Like yeah, stuff like that. And
Okay.
and after usually, like, you know, when teenagers, like, I usually like they love to hang out more and stuff like that. So if like people, like, if you say that, oh, okay, fine, now I just like don't want have a relationship, but who knows, maybe a few days, like you already might get another one, like, yeah, I mean, like, it will change, right? Because that's definitely what last time I used to think, oh, this Hello Kitty so cute. Now I wouldn't think like that. So yeah, it definitely will change.
All right, yeah. I think when you mentioned that you do have a friend who became a mom when she was 12?
13 actually, I think.
13 years old.
So the way I found out was that I didn't notice her in school for a few months. So I actually asked around. And then I found out that she actually gave birth and she kind of left school. I think she quit school.
Quit the school.
So I saw the photos of the baby, and then also she wrote like
On Facebook?
Friendster,
Friendster.
She and her baby on Facebook.
somewhat like Friendster actually. Yeah.
Friendster.
So she wrote there like, my darling, I'll be waiting for you to come out. But a few months later, I checked again. She put it like, I'll be strong. I don't need you again. So it's really just an acquaintance love. It's not a permanent love relationship.
Okay.
Then they don't realize it at that age.
Alright. It could be like infatuation at one point in time, but I think for girls, the problem is that probably we are on the losing ends because we always are the ones end up with babies, right? Yeah, I mean the guys are.
You could just walk away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have looked at one case study, and when we come back, we want to hear from the ground, on what they think about the current, sex education that is running in our schools. So stay tuned to us, and also we'll be bringing one more guest to our living room, and this one is interesting. You got to stay for it. See you later.
Don't miss it. Yeah.